We got milestones and tournaments and some more from your favorite local sports teams. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Wednesday, February 19th. It is a sunny day out here in Minot. And so I want to introduce to you guys episode 23 of the Minot Sports Podcast, a production and sponsor of KMSU TV and Radio and other sponsors, Joshua Strong Photography and MSU Red and Green. We take it back to yesterday, Tuesday the 18th, and we often get so caught up watching the game and focused on the score. But luckily we have statisticians today. And last night was something monumental that makes even a loss sting less. It's not often you get to witness these milestone moments. Most common ones, probably some seasonal records, career records, like most commonly 1,000 points, which I will get to more in a second here, actually. There are all sorts of milestones, but if you're able to witness one happen, props to you, you witnessed history. So we take it back yesterday to Minot High Majets basketball facing the Wolves from Watford City. And entering the night, Minot High was sitting ahead of them in the standings. But I warn this to you guys, never underestimate the underdog. The final score of the game was 66-57 for the Watford City Wolves, claiming victorious. But something amazing happened inside that game that even if you're just a regular fan or you are faithful to the other team, or faithful to the opponent, rather, you still gotta appreciate what we were able to watch live last night. Congratulations goes out to Allie Nelson for reaching 1,000 points on her basketball career with the Minot High Majets. Allie, you've been a treasure to watch these past few years. We are just so lucky to have her on our side with the Minot sports community. So once again, congrats, Allie. We will see if the Majets can finish strong in the last bits of the regular season for West Region girls basketball. On top of the 1,000 points scored by Ali, it was senior night. So once again, the commemoration, the setup for getting ready to honor all the seniors involved with the Majets basketball team. For all of you, that is Bailey Jensen, Paige Basil, cheerleaders Siani Alsadon, Carly Johnson, Jaslyn Short, and the players, Allie Nelson, Paige Rosencrans, Becca Cheddar, Landry Maragos, Lauren McLean, Tia Haskins. As always, thank you for all that you do. You have all been a vital piece to the Minot Sports family. And what better than to witness a milestone on senior night? Double whammy. Although the loss kind of destroyed the mood and the good feelings last night, it was still memorable to look back on the careers that these seniors endured and to remember all the good times that they went through and for advice for the younger players. It feels great to be catching these live, and it just adds on to the memories. With all that out of the way, I mentioned already, Watford City won the game last night 66-57. Watford City, despite being down at the half, they had a few players turn it on to get some offense. It's all about those second half adjustments. Coaching is a big factor when it comes to these sorts of games. That is just what Watford City did. They came out, they played their hardest, got their adjustments in there, and they worked for that victory. This is an awfully young team that I'm referencing, the Watford City Wolves. The program lists a lot of 8th graders and no seniors. So this is a valuable experience for the youth on this squad. And as far as Minot goes, heck, any team really in the West, they have to be ready because you never know what this team could turn out to be. It's going to be real interesting to look at this Watford City girls basketball team in the next couple years or so. For me, I would put them on the watch list because they could turn out nicely soon. Moving on from the lone home event that occurred last night at MCC, Minot teams were on the road, including Majets hockey and Minot State baseball. For the Beavers, they continue their Missouri road stretch versus a rough and rugged William Jewell College. I say rough and rugged because Beavers lost close ones to the William Jewell Cardinals. And what I mean by close ones, well, both losses. Game 1 was 6-4 and then 10-8. So Beavers dropped 2 to the Cardinals. Rough and rugged as in they were able to get the job done in a close fight. Tightly knit defense. Although there were a lot of runs scored in the second game. A little bit in the first game too, but just Beavers could not grab the lead versus William Jewell's defense. But that's done now. And then for the Majets team for hockey, they were in Mandan to face the Braves. And inside the conference, the Mandan Braves were able to pick up the victory over Minot. Another tightly knit score. This time it was 3-2. So good games by both goalies, especially in those close ones, whether it's 2-1, 3-2. It's just a matter of who's going to get the victory. And so now we are 1 day away. That is, let me rephrase that, tomorrow days away until it's going to feel like Christmas morning. It is tourney season starting tomorrow. We got Minot High Magicians Hockey in Bismarck for the West Region Hockey Tournament. As I mentioned many times already, they will face off with the number 8 seed in the Botno Rugby Braves, with Minot being the number 1 seed themselves. And so they will open up the tourney, the entire thing. So the whole shebang, they get the first game. That'll start off the domino effect. I heard it was supposed to be 11 o'clock puck drop. So the ice crew in Bismarck will be up and early, getting busy for the entire day. And as we look at this matchup heading into tomorrow, if Minot continues to do what they've been doing against all the West teams this season, they continue to play well, play that shutdown defense against Botno earlier when they were in Botno, when they did that to them, when it was 3-0 a victory for Minot High. They continue to do that. They should have no problem in this one. Matchups that will be going on after Minot, or aside from Minot, We have the number 4 and 5 seeds. That is Bismarck High versus Jamestown, set to happen right after Minot and Bottineau. And then Bismarck Century, number 2 seed, and Williston, the 7th seed, happening at 5 o'clock. And then the 3 and 6 seeds, Mandan and Dickinson, they will cap off tomorrow night for the first day of the tourney. So yes, it is an exciting time right now. West Region hockey, similarly playoff hockey. And for those of you that are not familiar with the format, of course, having been a Minot High graduate myself, here's usually how the West Region tourney works. 2 wins gets you a state qualifier. If you win all 3 of your games, you win the West. That 3rd win, you win the WDA crown, you win the entire West region, and you will get the 1st seed from the West for the state tournament. And then all the other seeds will fall into place depending on how the other teams do for the other games happening in the tourney. So for whoever is West Region runner-up, they will get the 2nd seed going into the state tournament. So West Region tourney time tomorrow. It is going to get exciting. Another thing that is exciting, Minot High Wrestling will be in Fargo for their state tournament. So in the Fargo Dome, once again, they are hosting the state tournament for North Dakota High School Wrestling. Minot qualified 15 wrestlers, as I mentioned in another episode, and then also Preston Jones and Chase Burke collected WDA crowns as well. So automatically they got in for the state tourney. And if you guys could hear in the background, that was Dr. Neil Roberts, just keeping active and busy, saying hi to some of the TV and radio activities people working in the department right now. So can Minot High repeat their state championship success from the 2016-2017 season? It's going to be tough versus a few Bismarck teams, BHS and Century, ranking ahead of Minot in the West Region tourney. But Coach Racine does have the experience. He knows what it takes. And there's a possibility he can lead them back to glory. And Minot High's got some good wrestlers too. Like, they're constantly working and learning to get better every day. So just like the West Region tourney for boys hockey, we will watch the state wrestling tournament closely. And that caps off my reviews on today's episode. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to episode 23 of the Minot Sports Podcast, brought to you by KMSU TV and Radio, Joshua Strong Photography, and MSU Red and Green. I'll talk to you guys later, and as always, take care.